Hey there, Robert. So I'm going to answer your response with somewhat of an illustration. It's actually an update of a biblical illustration, but you're a smart guy, so I'm sure you're going to know what I'm talking about. Firstly, you say that the lack of charitable activity is actually a biblical principle that the witnesses are following. Only charity for their brother. So that's the question. Who is your brother? I know I'm not straying too far from my original video with this illustration, but bear with me for a minute. It's directly after Hurricane Katrina, and a Jehovah's Witness finds himself without a house after the entire left half of his roof came off. His wife and him are in line at the first Red Cross group to arrive at the New Orleans truck to get food when they stumble into a couple of their fellow brothers, and here by brothers I mean fellow Jehovah's Witnesses. See, they're there to do work on the Kingdom Hall that had some water damage, which at this point had all the interiors pulled from it, and while it's still a ways away from being ready for meetings, it was still quite structurally sound and safe to work in without mold or anything like that. The witness is thrilled to see his fellow brothers, as the majority, and by majority here I mean literally all but 4 of the congregation had evacuated the area. He strikes up a conversation with the circuit overseer and mentions about his home being unsuitable to stay in and can't seem to find lodging anywhere, as most of the hotels are destroyed as well. The circuit overseer tells him that he'd love to help out, but he doesn't have access to anywhere for him to stay. The Kingdom Hall will be finished by the end of the day, but since it's a Kingdom Hall, there's no way he could stay a few nights in the hall because it's Jehovah's Hall. He's not even allowed to stay in the apartment downstairs that was without tenant. The witness next comes upon his elder, who had returned to the area to help fix up the Kingdom Hall, but will be returning to a relative's house outside New Orleans once it's completed. The elder also tells this witness the same thing, essentially that he'd love to help, but the Kingdom Hall is only for meetings and he can't help him. Overhearing these conversations while handing out coffee in the Red Cross line, a local Catholic priest approaches the witness and tells him, "My son, I couldn't help but overhear your conversation. Where will you and your young wife stay for the night?" The witness tears up and his voice cracks as he says, "I don't know." The priest then offers him not just a bed, but his bed. He says he has access to a small cot in his rectory, but he would get his full-size bed moved to a room in the church that they made specifically for parents with small children to sit and listen to the service without disturbing the whole church so that they could still stay during the service. Overwhelmed, the witness literally breaks down and cries into the priest's arm. The priest hugs the witness and tells him, "I will do whatever I can for a fellow brother in Christ." Okay, so it's not too hard to figure out. This is a retelling of the Good Samaritan tale that Jesus told, right? So just as in the Good Samaritan tale, I'll follow up with the same question Jesus asked. Which of these men would you consider treated this man like his brother? What do you think? Which of these men would you consider more Christian? The thing is, according to your answer and according to the teachings of the Jehovah's Witnesses, the circuit overseer and the elder were actually being Christian. They couldn't open up a Kingdom Hall to let the man stay in because, as you said, it needed to be used for services. They didn't offer to help any others there by the Red Cross because it was only their brothers that they would help. Why, they're only following biblical example, right? I guess one could say that they were exemplary Jehovah's Witnesses, but shitty human beings. The priest, though, what to make of him? He not only gave a bed to the young couple, but he gave his bed to the young couple. And he let them stay in the church. Now, which of these men would you consider treated this man like a brother? I leave you with one last thing, though, before you start thinking about this example and what really is a Christian example according to Christ's own words. This is a true story. I don't think it was a circuit overseer, but more than likely the presiding overseer, and the other was an elder that offered sympathy and to help to fix the brother's roof in a few weeks when all the furnishings were completed in the Kingdom Hall. Literally, all the furnishings, even the chairs, everything had to be redone before they'd be able to help. And it was a Catholic priest that not only offered a bed, but his bed to this desperate man that was actually a few years younger than I am. How do I know this story, you ask? Really? You want to know? How do I know this story? I saw it with my own eyes.
Father, can you hear me? How have I let you down? I curse the day that I was born.